All right. Thank you everyone for joining in. This is Shishir Gupta, founder and CEO of StartupLanes. Welcome to the demo day of StartupLanes. Without wasting time, I'll be starting off with my presentation. And after the presentation, our investment analyst Shaurya is there, who will be explaining about the valuations and the projections. And then we'll start with the question and answers. I'm pleased to share my pitch deck with you. As the name itself suggests, we are the ecosystem for startups. And this is an ecosystem where we have startups and investors both. These are the problems we are solving primarily. There are various other problems. The first problem is lack of funds. That is the main problem for startups. Every startup, while they are scaling up, they require funding. This is what we do. We solve this problem. Second problem that we are solving is low visibility. So small startups, they don't have that much amount of money, or they do not have the reach to have their visibility all across the nation or go global. StartupLanes is there in different localities in India and abroad also. We are operating in 56 cities, 15 countries. So we can take our entrepreneur members to different locations, expose them to different kind of ecosystems. And another problem which we have found very common is entrepreneurs with tech backgrounds, they struggle with sales. People are very good in making the product, but they are not extremely well with sales of that particular product. And so these are the solutions that we have built. We empower the startups by helping them in raising funds. We help small startups in branding, increasing their visibility. And third is facilitating sales by helping startups in generating leads. So basically the three pillars of StartupLanes is one, funding, branding, and sales. This is the market size that we have. So this is based on total entrepreneurial activity, right? And the TAM is really, really big, USD 37.5 trillion dollar market. It's huge, it's massive, and I'm sure everybody understand how big this is. Then if you talk about the SAM, that is the addressable market for us, it is still huge, which is $12 trillion. That's massive. And this is the market which is obtainable for us, USD $128 billion. And these numbers are calculated, as per the IBF. The link is there. This is what we have achieved the traction so far. So we became the #1 fastest growing company in the world in technology sector. That was ranked by Grojo, which is US based, in 2021. We have crossed 300 plus gold members. These are the paid members who pay for annual membership fee. Then we have 85 regional directors. These are our franchisees at different locations. Then we have 12,500 bronze members. These are the members who join us free in our freemium model. Continuing the traction, there are approximately 75,000 plus followers at LinkedIn. We have 1,200 YouTube videos now. It is 1,000 mentioned, but we have 1,200 YouTube videos, which is building up more traction. We are building our intellectual property through social media, followers and subscribers. Then as of now, we have 1 million plus total social media reach. This is increasing day by day. Then we have approximately got ARR of 60 lakhs, July numbers. And these are the milestones that we have achieved so far. So from August to 2018, it was first meeting we did, in Noida. And we invited a small group of people, 20 people. And that's how StartupLanes got its first idea to start in a community building model. Thereafter, we did events in 4 metro cities. We did an event in Pune. After that, then Hyderabad, then Delhi. Then we started with the open meetups. Then we had our franchisees in 7 countries. We started in 32 cities. Thereafter, we moved to 40 cities. Then we started our first physical funding event in November 19. Then we started another funding event in Mumbai, Bangalore. July 2020, we tried to incubate 2 startups. September 2020, we moved to 56 cities. Then 21, we started with a franchise in Hong Kong, then Sydney. Then we started with our app development in 21, launched NRI Angels. NRI Angels is our angel network division for the NRIs and people of Indian origin, NRI and PIOs. And, side by side, we raised our funds, and, in December 21, we raised some amount at 100 CR valuation. Then Bangkok operation started through our CBO. CBOs are our master franchisees. Then, we started with first Bangkok, then Pattaya. This spelling mistake is there. They have mentioned Pattaya. So after that, we did a funding round of 110 CR valuation. Then our division of law, which is as a legal, that got operational. June, we did a huge funding, a milestone funding, 30 crores for Burger Singh. Then our Indore operational started. And as of now, we have 85 plus regional directors, that is the franchisees. This is the SWOT analysis we have. So our strength is we have huge network of regional directors globally. They support us. Through them, we can invite a lot of investors, connect with a lot of founders. We have got the vast domain expertise now. And the model is freemium. So we don't have to worry about every member paying. We build the community, we invite them. We invite them free of cost so that they understand, evaluate, and then they move ahead. These are the weaknesses still we have. We are still trying to figure out although the app is now ready, I have the module ready. It got delivered 3 days ago, but we have not made it live because still we are trying to figure out our space. What will the app do? What exactly we should do? We are still doing a lot of physical experiments. Those experiments will be converted into the technology model. Like we do a lot of vendor sourcing. Anybody's need becomes our lead for somebody. So what we do is, if somebody is requiring, say, a chartered accountant, if somebody requires a lawyer, or if someone requires a product, we connect them to our ecosystem members, and we have some cut commission taken for doing this. Then this is another weakness. We don't have our offices there, physical offices in London and San Francisco, which is very much required if you want to capture the larger investor base. And if you have to get the best quality startups, we need to have a presence in SF at least. Right. And the third weakness, which is there, is work from home challenges are still there. It's difficult to manage. And, even if you start a physical office, then also people are not willing to come to offices. Now we have hired from all across India. So wherever we start office, still there will be people who are not from the same location. These are the opportunities that we have. There is a lot of irregularity in the price between India and developed nations. Say, for example, an app development work which goes on in Australia or US is 10x or 15x or even 20x of the price that we get in India. Accounting work, there are so many services. So that is our opportunity. People requiring some kind of business, they don't give it to Indians directly, especially the smaller companies, because they think that cheating would be done. So we created a service called Managed Escrow as a Service, wherein we manage and escrow the amount, and our regional director abroad and our regional director in India, they can support local and physical functions. So this way we are able to manage and build a level of trust, wherein people can give the work, small jobs to Indians, and still save money. Earlier, it was not possible. If you see just Facebook advertisement and then you give some business to them, even if it is a 500 rupees logo work, people tend to just switch off their phones after taking the money. So this is happening. This is real. This is no joke. And we have solved this problem. We are trying to solve this in a bigger way. Then the opportunity is government initiatives and huge capital allotment have been done. Like, 2020 government of India allocated 1 lakh crore of fund for startups. Then after Shark Tank, a lot of new opportunities came. Everybody is aware. So investment capital is building up in India. That is a big opportunity we can encash. And the economic growth rate, like yesterday, we got the news. Day before yesterday, we got some news. Day before yesterday, the news was like India has surpassed Britain to become 5th largest economy. Another news was there that this is not the decade of India. This is the century of India. These 100 years to come, this will be of India in the world. So this is a great time for entrepreneurship in India. That's a big opportunity. Being an ecosystem, we can encash that. So there are certain threats which we feel are very far away as of now. First threat is banks may enter the competition in coming time, maybe next 5 years down the line when the market organize a bit. They might come into this competition, and that will be a big competition for an organization like us. Then still there are threats regarding the regulations. We don't know what's going to come because India's ecosystem is still building. And this is rapidly happening. New competitors are entering market. So that is definitely there. These are the KPIs. Our lifetime value of a customer is really very high. This means this is the amount in INR what a customer will be paying to us. So 573,912 is what we are having an average blended lifetime value of our customers. This is the amount, 5,73,912 they are tend to pay us in their lifetime. Similarly, the acquisition cost is around 4,544. So one customer which is acquired for 4,544 will be fetching on an average 5,73,912. So the CAC is to LTV ratio is 1:126. That means every dollar invested in StartupLanes will generate 126 times in terms of revenue. And if we go by 6x or 7x multiple, or maybe 10x multiple in our case, or higher than that, then this will generate, every dollar will generate 1,000 times in valuation at least. Okay. So this is our average revenue per user. And thereafter, this is the competitor analysis. I'm sorry, I missed out. Monthly run rate is written wrong. So there's something missing here. Competitor analysis, we are comparable to SOSV, which is doing very well. Y Combinator, again, it's doing very well, huge funding, huge revenues, and we are comparable to Antler because, in fact, all three of them are not doing exactly the same what we are doing. They are mostly focused on funding. We are focused on building the entire ecosystem because funding happens once or twice in a year for a company, but they will be requiring sales every day. They'll be requiring vendors every day. They will be requiring growth. So we are there into all those services. These are our products. We are there into funding, and funding is, we are a full circle, full service organization. We have 2 angel network divisions. We have not created separate companies. So all these are functioning as NRI angels and SL angels, 2 separate divisions. SL angels for domestic investors, NRI angels for international investors. And we do angel funding, incubation, acceleration, and we do VC services. And we are starting with IPO support as well. So one IPO we tried, it became very much successful. So it is through a tie-up, obviously, because a merchant banker license is required, and we are not looking to take a merchant banker license. We will be facilitating those deals through a merchant banker. Then social media management, it is a subscription-based lifetime product. Everybody requires to manage their business social media as of now. Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, they need to constantly connect with their members every day, with their customers, potential customers. So we manage that, and we manage that under $100 per month or 8,000 rupees per month, which is something nobody can provide. And similarly, we have disrupted the digital marketing space. On one side, we have created digital marketing training. We are training people on a revenue sharing model with the trainers. And on the other side, we are taking digital marketing contracts on subscription basis. Again, nobody charges as low as $100 like we do. We are charging $100 per month for digital marketing subscription as well. Then we do company registrations, accounting. This is done through a chartered accountant, and not just one. There are various chartered accountants in our ecosystem who are registered as vendors. Then we have legal retainer services. So wherein a lawyer or entire law firm is coming to the client for monthly under $100. We provide dedicated 16 hours of service per month to the client, and that is also picking up. Another product we have is we provide exposure to our ecosystem members, and we take their interviews, we do the editing, everything, and publish those interviews. And this is a commercial service, that is, we charge 3,000, very low amount, but it happens in volumes, and it gives a sense of confidence to the founder and long-term relationship. Being an incubator and accelerator, we have equity holdings in different companies. So these are the companies, we have mentioned their valuations as well. We'll be sharing this pitch deck with you. So these are the companies where we hold the equity, and few other companies are in pipeline. This is the funding and funding required. We have taken, even in the first round, we took only 7 lakh rupees. Thereafter, we took 20 lakhs. Thereafter, we took in the third round 55 lakhs, in which our regional directors participated. And fourth round happened. In fact, 3 and 4 round happened simultaneously. We hived off in between to separate the differentiation between regional directors and the incoming investors. So last round we did was 1.05 crores at a valuation of 110 crores. Now our valuation is $16.08 million or 125 crores after discounting. And funding required is around 2.5 crores, of which we are just raising 1 crore right now. Minimum ticket size we are looking for is 10 lakh rupees per investor. And the reason behind this is that there is a limit of number of investors. So we have to limit. That is why right now we'll be taking 10 lakh rupees. Next funding will be 15 lakh. And thereafter, if we have to go another round, it will be 25 lakh minimum ticket size. And thereafter, we'll go for the VC. So right now we are establishing our valuations. This is our team. That's me, Shishir Gupta. I'm having 22 years of experience now of entrepreneurship. My qualification is MBA in marketing and finance. Then I have LLB and BCom degree with me. My co-founder and wife, Neha, is there. She handles the COO function. She's a Bachelor of Computer Science. And equally, she has a lot of experience, just like me. Shri S.K. Mathur is there, who's our chief advisor. So he was ex-president of Reliance Industries, CEO of Expo Mart, and he has got 50 years plus of experience of various industries and domain. Mr. Namdev is there, who's the vice president. He is PGDBM from Siagar Institute of Management, Pune. This is our HR team. Gauri, Sanjana, and Manvi, they are looking. In fact, 2 more people have joined recently, so they are not mentioned here. In the community team, Soham, Rishi, and they have made a mistake. Rishi has mentioned 2 times. So Soham, Rishi are there, and Nirdosh is the third person. Name is wrong here. And this is the investment banking and financial analyst team. Aditya, Lavanya, Yukta, Tanvi, Chetna, and Shaurya. Shaurya is here. He has joined and he will be sharing. This is the legal team and accounts. Mansi handles the accounts, and Toshani and Srija both are postgraduate in law. They look after the legal. This is the IT team. So Pranuti is the app developer. She looks after the Kotlin and Android development. Jyotsna is also looking after Kotlin and Android, and Siddharth is there, who's the PHP backend developer. He also makes the front end. This is our media team. Sunny is the graphic designer, Surbi again graphics, Imanshi graphics. Then we have Aditi as content writer, Ashu as content writer, Swati, she manages the social media. Ankit is the guy who makes our videos look cool. He edits the videos, he's animator, he has different sound editing capabilities and know-how. Shivangini is there. She writes our blog and do some search engine optimization work. And that takes us to the end of my pitch deck presentation. I will be happy to answer all your questions after the presentation of Shaurya finishes up. So Shaurya, you are there?
So this is a valuation report, and we have valued the company using the fair share valuation method, where we take 26 parameters, right? That impacts a startup in several ways, and we value them according to weightage in each parameter. So according to that valuation, the valuation is coming to around 16.08 million, or 128 crore 0.66 lakhs approx. This valuation also includes the holdings of the companies that we have, of the several startups that was listed in the pitch deck. When we take into the consideration the valuation of those companies, it comes to around 128 CR, right? So I will very briefly go through the main points. So the top reasons why startups fail. So the first one is there is no market need for the product that entrepreneurs generally come about. So when there is no market need, the startups are bound to fail, right? And the second most reason is that there is no cash with the startups. So we are trying to solve this problem at StartupLanes. We are providing cash. So whenever a startup is trying to grow and trying to expand, they need cash in their hand for marketing, for entering new geographies, for furthering the product development, for hiring new people, right? So cash is very important when it comes to the startup. It's like the blood flow of any company, right? So so for that, we are providing equity funding for early stage companies, so that they can expand and provide value to their investors and to the customers simultaneously. When we come to the parameters uh, that have gone into the valuation, so first is the experience and profile of founders. Mr. Shishir Gupta, as we have already mentioned, he's ranked number 9 in the world for VC and startup consulting, according to Clarity FM. And StartupLanes is ranked number 1 fastest growing internet company by Grojo. And Mr. Shishir Gupta, he has an entrepreneurship experience of 21 plus years working in several companies. Then he started several of his own companies, and then StartupLanes. The scalability of StartupLanes is quite huge, because we are also operating in the franchisee model, and currently we have presence in 56 cities, which are across 15 countries. The disruption that StartupLanes is offering is both price and convenience factor. Whenever a company is trying to raise funds, there are several things that have been taken into consideration. You need to reach out to VCs, you need to reach out to angels, you need to go through a lot of rejection, you need to handle a lot of paperwork, you need to get the valuation done, you need to prepare a proper pitch deck, you need to prepare projections. So you need to attract angels, you need to show proper numbers, proper customers. So this is a very long drawn out process. This is a very hefty, and while the team focuses on this process, the day-to-day operations can take a backseat. So that is why it's preferable to outsource all of this function, and this kind of convenience StartupLanes is providing to early stage businesses and early stage founders. When it comes to the market size, the global VC investment at 2020 was $347 billion, and this happened across 31,623 deals. And that amount shot up to 671 billion. As you can see, the number of deals didn't change by that much. It was a considerable growth, but not that much. But when it comes to the investment amount, it almost doubled. So you can see the size of investment in 1 year has almost doubled, right? So the VC investment market is growing at a huge pace, and more and more VC are trying to invest more and more amount into more startups. So this is leading the growth in the VC investment and the entrepreneurial market. Then the entrepreneurial market increased from 14.4% to 5.3% according to GEM. Our competitors include, as we have already mentioned, Y Combinator, Sosby, Antler, 500 Global, Techstars. When we come to the past revenue in 21-22, we had a 1.12 CR of revenue, right? And we made a slight loss of 81,961, but that was due to the aggressive marketing we were doing, and we're still experiencing the spillover of that marketing as of now. The risk factors that comes to mind is the VCs cutting funding. So this industry depends upon VC funding. So whenever and the amount of VC funding is it goes in cycles. So in times of bear market, the VC funding, the number of startups they fund, and the value at which they fund, that drops considerably. So those are the times when there is kind of a risk factor. During the bull phase, this amount shoots up to almost double or triple. Profitability expectations. So since we're about to do heavy marketing, right, with the funds, the profitability is expected to increase over the years. The backward and forward integration. So for backward integration, we are now expanding into new verticals. The implementation of media team, the implementation of legal team, the implementation of IT team. These are services that many startups require, and by backward integrating into them, we can provide a lot of value to these startups. When it comes to forward integration, setting up a process of venture capital funding where we can invest into companies directly rather than helping them getting funding would be a forward integration strategy which we are working on. When it comes to research and development, as I've already mentioned, we are constantly experimenting. We are exploring new verticals, and we are constantly coming up with new products, new services that we can offer to startups and founders, so that we can provide value and we can help them expand. And this was the valuation. The valuation report will be the valuation and projection both actually will be sent over the investor so they can look it through the detail. Now let's come to the projections. These are the April, May, June, July. These are the past data, and the rest is projected. We have for total revenue, we have taken a very conservative growth rate of 9% per month, which is very conservative for startup, for any startup. And for expenses, general expenses, we have taken a estimate of 6% per month. With the funds, we are going to do rapid hiring because we are trying to expand our teams. So this type of we are going to expense in employee cost, as you can see. So rapid expense and rapid expansion, you can see that there is in the employee cost. And when it comes to the utilization of funds and the CSE, we are going to use at a peak time when the next bull phase, when the peak of the bull phase is expected, which is October, November, December. This is when the VCs are expected to offer very high valuation and invest much more amount of money and do much more deals. So at this time, doing roadblock marketing at this time will be the most feasible. It will provide the most value. So that is what we are doing, as you can see here. And so taking everything into consideration, the burn comes out to this, and the net burn for the next 6 months is 1 CR. When we expand in the future, it will come out to be more, and that is when we will go for more funding. But for now, we need the burn is 1 CR approximately. So this was the projection. Both the valuation and projection will be provided to the investor for further study and detailed analysis. Thank you. That was from my side. Shorage as well.
Shishir, Sada here.
Hi,
So,
sir.
yeah, did we try doing the valuation through some other?
You're breaking up, but I've got your question. So actually, the challenge was last round we did 110 CR valuation. Our revenue MRR was 25 lakhs, right? That time last month. And our last month revenue is 58 lakhs, so more than double. So we are not doubling up the valuation, but we have to move a bit ahead. So that's why only 2 million jump we have taken. As per the global numbers, it's very nominal. So we are not going for any other valuation. Same goes for the next round is also defined. We have done, as per the projection, we have done the next valuation as well, which is coming out to be 150 CR. So next 15 crores, 1.5 crores we'll be taking at 150 CR valuation. We have divided the round into two. 1 crore right now at 125 and 1.5 after some time, which is 3 months or 4 months at 150. So even if we go for valuation, no point building up because we have to go at least some, take some jump to create a difference between the last and this one, because revenue has more than doubled up.
Sure. No, I think my question was, I think this evaluation is done by StartupLanes itself, right?
Definitely, yes.
Yeah. So I'm asking, did we try doing the valuation through some other valuators?
That's what I'm saying. Even if we do, there's no point because we have to take at least 2 million jump in the last one. We cannot go below at least 2 million jump has to be there. So this is the nominal valuation we have taken. While we will be going for a bigger round, that time definitely third party will do the valuation. And
Sure.
at the time of filing, allotting the shares, a chartered accountant will have to do this valuation again.
Sure. Got it. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Shiraz, you have a question?
Yes, Shishir. Good evening, Shishir. Just want to confirm, like, what's the minimum ticket size? And as you told that it is going to be in two parts, right? So first one is going to be now and then after 3 months or so. So how much investment as initially that is going to be there?
See, we are taking 10 lakh rupees as the ticket size. Like I told you, we already have a lot of investors in the cap table. So only 200 investors are allowed as per the law. So already we have approximately 50-60 investors on the cap table in the last round. So now we have to mandatorily go for at least 10 lakh, and in the next round we'll be taking. So right now we are like expecting 10 or 6 investors to invest total 60 lakhs, and rest 40 lakhs somebody has committed. So might be, this round will close. In fact, one of our founders for whom we have raised funds, today he called up and he said his 4 of his friends want to put in 50 lakhs together. So maybe, this round will close. This is a small round which is done to establish the valuation and do small funding for spending in the digital marketing, because Shark Tank season 2 India is coming. And what we do is we do heavy marketing at that particular time, because that is the time which gives us the best returns, because a lot of publicity happens automatically online. So last year also we did around 60 lakh rupees of digital marketing at that time, and that worked very, very well. We have got very good startups. So now we are into a stage wherein we are not facing difficulty in finding investors. It's all dependent upon the kind of startups we source. So if we are able to source good startups, then we can get good returns for our investors as well as for us. And that's what we are doing. So we are trying to reach out to more people.
So how is it going to be? Like initially 5 lakhs and then after 3 months
No,
or 4 months, 5 lakhs? How is it?
10 lakh rupees is this round. If
Okay.
in case anybody is having some challenges and really want to invest, has to commit 10 lakhs, 5 for this and 5 for the next round at 150 CR valuation. Because we cannot have more number of investors, that is a challenge.
Okay. And any idea, Shashi, like say for example, if I invest in, so approximately 18 months or 2 years down the line, how much is going to be like the turnover for it? Like 1x, 1x, 2x, what exactly it is?
I can tell you about the past. I cannot say anything about the
Correct.
future, but the first investor, who invested at 3 crore valuation, when the valuation becomes 150, which is 3 months, 4 months from now, this is 50 times return. So every lakh rupees, every dollar returned $50. So 5 lakh become 2.5 crores, I guess.
So we don't have any future projections.
Future, see,
Well,
I feel
as of now,
within 4 years
just
we
for
have to
the
become a
my
unicorn.
understanding.
Right. So if you ask me, I wish to list the company within 4 years, make it a unicorn, reach out to the entire world, start London office, San Francisco, start our maybe venture capital or angel fund. A lot of ambitious plans are there. So far, if you see the background, we have grown rapidly, and the kind of investments we have done, each investment will fetch us 10 crore, 15 crores. If we start selling those investments after 2-3 years, that will be creating a very good capital, right? If you ask me, we are creating relationships with all the big CXOs in India, all big company CXOs. If you search, okay, I'll show you, in fact, so if you make a Google search, I'll just share my screen and show you what we are doing. We are becoming like, Forbes or Fortune for India by creating something which was empty space. So we are ranking the CXOs in India. So if you write on Google top 10 CFOs in India, you will get this list, which is StartupLanes, right? In your mobile screen, it will take up the entire mobile screen. This is the first ranking is coming off StartupLanes, right? The photos that you can see, these are made by SL. The logo is there. So these people, they are connected with us. We take them to the WhatsApp groups, right? So on left hand side, if you see top 100 CFOs, top 100 CMOs, we have created those communities, and these big shots are part of the community now. So in fact, for things like, whenever we require anything like this one, this is communication with Sanjeev Mehta, sir. I think it's gone. So what I did is, he's the managing director of HUL. I sent him message. Somebody was requiring some rin soap, lot of things like that. And I contacted MD directly. And unfortunately, the deal is not done yet. But if those kind of deals happens, we make extra money. In fact, and we can, because of these connections, we can create our bigger fund, because these are big shot people. If we asked them to invest later on in our venture capital. We are building those relationships. That could definitely happen. So that kind of relationship we are building with the entire ecosystem. These are the decision makers for the country. All big shot people we are connecting. And thankfully, like Sanjeev Mehta sir shared my post, a lot of CFOs, they are CXOs of big companies, they are sharing our post. So we are building that close connect. This will come back to us in longer run because we are building communities, right? So we can get access to, like TCS has made us vendor, no, themselves. So CXO called and they said, why don't you become our vendors? So they have empaneled us. This has opened up the route for any kind of startup. If they are not getting entry in TCS, they can utilize StartupLanes. We will bill and on their behalf, and we will take a small cut or margin commission. This will become huge ticket window, and we are doing this with all big companies. So I'm very ambitious. We want to take this to 8,000 crore valuation in next 4 years, but depends entirely upon what circumstances could be. From my side, I'm very ambitious. I cannot guarantee anything. There is a risk, always is there. But to assure you further, let me tell you, the last rounds we raised, more than that, we have money in the fixed deposits. We have kept that money, and you might be surprised or ask me why, if you have not used that money, then why have you raised those funds? The most suitable answer is to establish the valuation. Our revenues were sufficient to fulfill our expenditures, and still our revenues are sufficient to fulfill our next expenditure also. But establishing the valuation is very much important in our industry. So that's why we have to do this round, and we will definitely do. And we might keep this amount also in the fixed deposit. I'm not sure, for a big opportunity to come. And as soon as we find out any opportunity, we'll just blast advertising, and or maybe, you know, buy out a small startup and then sell it off at a good amount. Next level that we are trying to do is, instead of just funding every company, we are trying to partner company and take 33% equity and actively participate, support them, make them big. Another plan is we are starting franchising. So there's a startup coming to us. They are doing 50 crore revenue annual, right? Just from eight restaurants in Delhi. Now we are taking them to funding as well as franchising. Each franchisee we open, they will be paying us 2.5 lakh rupees per franchisee. Leads they are generating, they will forward those leads to us. We will close those leads, and this will increase our business in longer run. Plus, we are targeting a annual subscription kind of royalty share with them. So we are helping the startups, we are participating, partnering, and creating a new startup together as well. Like one startup which is there in Delhi, they are having 24 showrooms of Skechers, Adidas, Puma, Lakshita International, Colors, Aditya Birla, a lot of showrooms they are running. We are getting together, two of their co-founders and StartupLanes. All three entities are creating one company. 34% we are taking, 33 they are taking. And this will fetch us good valuation when we sell those companies later. Then in future, or maybe these companies will give us a lot of returns. We are launching our burger chain along with our funded startup. So the name is just, you know, finalized. So it's into building stage. There also we are taking 34% equity. So when these companies come, these are higher equity models of StartupLanes. And this is something new which no incubator, accelerator, or an ecosystem has ever done. We are trying to get into the bigger pie, because 34% equity will fetch us long-term revenue. And this is happening only for one single entity. We have not created different companies. Entire bouquet is under one, which is in which we are seeking the funding. Any follow-up question you have, Shiraz?
No, I'm fine with it, Shashi. So currently the valuation is 100 crores, right? For this
The
one?
valuation is 125 crore. Last valuation was 110. Before that, it was 100 CR.
Okay. And any plans, subsequent plans as well, like for further funding, like?
Yeah. So next round we will be raising, like it is already defined. We have done the valuation in advance. We'll be raising next round after 3 to 4 months at a 150 crore valuation. And after that, we might go for one more angel round at 250 crore valuation, wherein the ticket size will be 25 lakhs. We'll take just 10 investors, that's it. And then necessarily, mandatorily, we have to hit the VC. And in next 4 years, we are targeting the SME IPO. Maybe even before that, but within next 4 years, we are targeting the SME IPO to give exit to all the investors. And this will be definitely a very good return, because we are not doing one function, we are a complete ecosystem, and it is just started. We have various revenue models which are functioning independently. Like I'll tell you, our legal services, what we have done is we have captured the keyword from Google. When anybody searches free legal consultancy or free legal consultation, an ad is showing, and it is costing us just 4 to 8 rupees per click, 4 to 8 rupees. So people who are searching for, and nobody gives free legal consultation in India like that. They may show, but later on it will be charged. We have 100% free legal consultation. We have our in-house lawyers who are postgraduate. Now they offer first consultation as free, and definitely it converts into some action. And when it converts into action, it fetches us revenue of 2,500, 3,000, for 5,000, sometimes 10,000, or it converts into subscription, which is lifelong, 8,000 rupees per month for life. Generally those clients don't drop, because this is a very affordable service that we are offering. So every month we are able to capture, and this is all automated. We don't have to go here and there and to generate leads. It is coming simple, So this department we can scale up. We can scale up the training department, because this is the first batch we are doing, and we have 10 applications almost confirmed. So just few days ago, we tried with digital marketing training. 25,000 is the fee that we are charging. So if we get 100 students at 25,000 fees, that converts into a very good revenue monthly, right? And this is something which we don't have to deliver ourselves. The trainers are there, they will deliver. It is seamless. We are just now trying to utilize more of the brand. I have started creating my videos. If you go to YouTube channel, you'll see a lot of videos, Hindi, English, I'm creating every day. I'm posting content there. So that intellectual property is definitely, and recently we started making some money through YouTube channel also, which is not much, $25, $30 per month as of now, but this will grow. This will grow to massive amount of revenue later on, because this is the intellectual property. Our content is really strong. Really very strong content. Nobody has this kind of knowledge in India. We are sharing that knowledge. Today I published, in fact, my second book is published. It will be published on 6th on Amazon. But before that, I shared that copy with a lot of people in the ecosystem free of cost. So, just to share knowledge. And this is building up more and more traction. People are getting excited to know more. They are coming to our YouTube channel. Our traffic is increasing. And when the Shark Tank starts airing, they can fund only 40, 50, 60, 80, 100 companies maximum, right? They have 2.5 lakh applications. Unofficial numbers I'm getting, 2.5 lakh application. Where will those startups go? There are 14 companies which are genuine companies who are doing these kind of activities in India. So we are their obvious choice, because they will come to us, and not just funding, we have a lot of services from them: accounting, legal, social media, and different services. So any follow-up you have, Shiraz?
No, thanks very much.
So like we are investing in basically in StartupLanes, not in an individual company, right?
Yeah, you are investing in StartupLanes. StartupLanes is holding those companies which we have depicted.
So we will be knowing like which company we are investing after we made the investment.
No, you are investing into StartupLanes. StartupLanes has already invested into those companies without investing any money.
Okay.
So we get those investments done just for our services, right? When we incubate a company, they give us an equity without we giving them any bigger ticket money. We just have to give them 10,000 to 50,000 rupees, not much. And thereon we get 10% equity, because we give them platform, advisory support, mentorship, guidance, network, channel, franchisee support, everything. So that is why we don't have to pay them in terms of money. We pay them in terms of services,
Thanks.
right? So you are investing into StartupLanes. You will get the equity of StartupLanes. We have got those investments already done. And
Mhm.
there are certain investments in pipeline which will be done without spending any money, because startups are happy to give equity to us because we provide them platform, funding, network, lot of things. Mr. Solomon saying that he wants to invest. Thank you, Solomon, sir. Thank you so much. And you also wanted to become a regional director. That's so nice of you. You're most welcome. Most welcome, sir. Most welcome.
Can I speak?
Why not? Why not? Please.
So I've applied for this regional directorship through a WhatsApp group of our company, and they told me to pay some money. I've done that, and it's in the process possibly of making the agreement in order to do that. So my questions to them, and now since I have an audience with you, have, have all got answered, because I feel that this is robust. And I was essentially asking them what kind of support will I have from the team, because I'm brand new. I've just retired from the army
Awesome,
in
sir.
May,
Awesome.
and stretching out into waters like this. Though I've done a course in IIM Indore from IIM Indore in business management, stretching out into this sort of startups, like you only said it's high risk, but I would like to do this to, as a challenge and enjoy the journey. So I'm looking forward to actually walk along with you all in whatever little way I can, and keep learning. That's all I
Definitely.
want to say.
In fact, I forgot to share the vision for which the StartupLanes got started. So the basic vision is to generate 1 million jobs for the country.
Yes.
We want to support our Bharat. I have seen a very difficult life in my past where I saw people eating just one roti with water, with one, piece of onion. That kind of life I've seen of people. I worked in a factory, which I used to own, my father used to own. So I've seen that tough life. I was sticking posters on bus stops when I started my first business. From there to here, managing StartupLanes, and even before starting StartupLanes, I achieved a position where I was having, enough to sustain my family and all the expenses, because I entered into real estate. My last executed project was 750 crore outlay project where I was a co-founder. And I've got sufficient amount of money before starting StartupLanes. So that time in 2015-16, I was thinking, now it's enough. I want to go back to people, do something for them. And that's what, if you look at my life, my social life is all open. I keep on helping people in finding jobs. I keep on helping people in, getting some medicines if they are not getting guidance, whatever I can do. Because by God's grace, I've got enough to support my family. All the needs are already fulfilled. So the social objective started, led me to come here. And because once I studied into a Guru Arkishan public school, that gave me some kind of values in me, where I learned that seva is very much important. Whatever you get from the society, it is all given by the nature, and you have to give back necessarily, else it will be taken back from you by force. So I believe this knowledge, whatever I have got, and by God's grace, by support of everybody, I have become fourth in the world in the rank for venture capital and startup consulting. There was a day when I started consulting internationally. The one lady came to ask me, and I was not able to understand what she was speaking of because of the accent. And she said, my baby is creating a lot of ruckus noise. I'll talk to you later. And then she complained to the platform, and she wrote the review that the expert is a bullshit person. He does not know how to speak English. So I was like, I took it as a challenge. Like you said, I want to take it as a challenge. It reminds me, I took it as a challenge that, Shishir, I want to be now in top 10. There was no Indian in that particular list, because we were lacking knowledge. In India, this startup concept came very late. People, in 2015, I was not knowing what is startup, what is venture capital. So first, I called lot of experts, learned from them, and then I started writing the book. Thankfully, that book became popular. And when I gathered all that knowledge, I started free consultancy internationally on the same platform. And then people, I used to ask them for the feedback. I said, even if you have a bad review, give it to me. I'll be happy to take that. I'll improvise. And slowly and gradually, one day I found that people are happy. I'm able to answer their queries. And now if you see, I'll in fact, share the screen and show you what kind of feedback they have written on an international platform, the testimonials. That gives us, some kind of sense of achievement that, okay, we have achieved something in life. Now it is the time we should, try to do something better and bigger instead of, just rat race for money. So this is the platform, and these are all testimonials which people has given us. This guy Jonathan Desperes, he's like running a company which is Tesla for trucks in Canada, electric trucks, automatically driven. After the advisory consultancy call, he said, Shishir sir, I want to give you equity. You don't give me money. I just want you to have in the company, just like an advisor. So he gave me 1% equity. You can imagine it is becoming Tesla in Canada. It's just like that same company without any money, not even a single rupee. That guy within 2 days transferred me equity. Right. Recently, one guy we raised funds for, he called me and he said, Shishir, I want to give you 25 lakh rupees worth of equity from my company. Right. So this is all grace of God, blessings of people, which is coming. And technically, I don't demand, I don't need that much amount of money. What I need is that kind of sense of satisfaction that I am able to do something. And that is what keeps me on and on. Thank you so much, sir. Okay, one question is again coming. What was the last valuation we raised money at? That was 110 crore valuation. We raised at the same, 110, and 80 lakhs came at 110 crore valuation.
What are all the sectors you are investing?
We are sector agnostic.
Okay.
So we do not filter out any startup. But what we are trying to do as of now is we have created 4 categories. One is if 0 to 1 crore of revenue, we take them as incubation. We charge 10% equity. 1 to 3 crore of revenue, we take them in acceleration, we charge 5% equity. 3 crore above revenue, we don't charge them any equity, and we just charge some success fee. We are trying to get, and we call it growth stage. So we are trying to get such startups in our platform which are doing more than 50 crores, 60 crore, 100 crore, below 100, because 100 crore cross, they will cease to become a startup as per the government's definition. So from 50 to 99 crores, we are taking such startups. We help them, like Burger Singh we took. It was 85 crore valuation, revenue annual, at a valuation of 2x more on ARR. So these kind of ecosystem, when it is building up, when they become successful, they can make others successful. And I'm creating good relations with them. StartupLanes is creating good relations. This is going to help us in the long run. And while they go for IPO, we can help them do the IPO. That will be a good revenue source for us.
Just want to ask Shishir, final question from my side. So what is the, how soon are we going to close this round?
So maybe 15 days from now.
Okay. So if you want to invest in around this in your firm, so like we'll have to reach out to you separately on this, right?
Yeah. So we'll be sharing a commitment form at the same page from where you have registered. And from there, you can put your commitment. Somebody from my team like Shaurya will contact and assist you further. Okay, so everybody, thank you so much for coming here. This is Shishir Gupta plugging out. Thank you so much.